It is November 15, 2021. Hope you're well. We're just going to jump right into where we left off yesterday on the subject of human attachment. And where we ended abruptly yesterday was, that sometimes the feeling we get from a connection that we have with another person or maybe a group that we feel that we all resonate together. Sometimes the feeling that we get at the moment when that's happening, it feels so good that we want it to never. We don't want it to go away, and so we go back in our mind and we remember the feeling. We use it. It's kind of an addiction. We go back to it to elicit the initial feeling that we had when the experience was present and alive. So that was the last thought we left off with yesterday. And so we're just going to continue from there. What does this have to do with human attachment? Maybe not being a good thing at times. We'll say good thing, beneficial for us. Well, the way it relates is, so we said, so I've had this experience, say, hit it off real well with a person, just say that, with another person, and it's uplifting, and, and like we said, that's great. That's really good in the moment when we have those experiences and connections with others. The problem comes when not try. The problem comes when we want to feed on the feeling of that. And so what was a good thing now, because when the mind enters, the mind wants to keep on feeding off of the good feeling. And what can happen is now this other person becomes necessary to me. Maybe not really, but in my mind, in my experience now, this is I kind of hook into the relationship, if you can even call it that, whatever it is. It's almost like fear enters because maybe we become afraid that the thing, that the good feeling might go far away and never come back to us again. So I feel like I'm being too ambiguous here. Okay, we're going to break this down into like a real example. So let's just say I meet someone, and by the way, I'm not a real social person. I don't know if you can tell that from these. I'm not what you call a people person. And so, particularly in my case, and people who kind of resonate with that, just being more of a, introvert. So particularly in my case, and you guys who are this way, when you do have a connection with a person, it's gold, man. It's like fire. You're like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. All this chit chatty, blah, blah, blah going on with people, just kind of surface level, whatever, and some people are good with that. Like, and hey, do you? But if you're like myself, they're just like, yeah, no, been there, done that. It's just not, it don't do nothing for me. It's not going to do anything for you either. I don't really have much to give in those situations. You want to talk about kind of, blah, blah, blah. you're not going to have a good time with me anyway, so it's okay. But get back to the point here is, so, if you're kind of that person where you do occasionally stumble upon a situation where you have a connection with another person, you're just like, yes, thank you, Jesus. Whoa. And you know, uh, we introverts, we spend a good amount of time alone, and that's the way we like it, you know. But that's not to say we don't ever desire any kind of human interaction. That's absolutely not true. If people have funny ideas about it, it basically just really means that introverts need time alone. We need it to refresh. Being overstimulated, overcharged, overly charged, whatever, with interaction with other people, it's exhausting, and we also enjoy our time alone as well. For myself, I've learned the things that really bring me kind of a sense of joy and enjoyment in living, that I can do it all by my lonesome and I'm good to go. But it gets tricky now when you meet up with someone who you resonate with, you know, and we're not talking about obsession, okay? This is not some kind of weird, it's not a mental illness, it's not some kind of weird thing. It's just human nature is we do enjoy connecting with other people, whether it's one person a year or 100 people a week, whatever it is, we have to have some interaction with people. But again, the danger lies in the thing becoming a necessity. And so now I've met up with someone, and, now too many of my thoughts go back to the person. What are they thinking about? About when I'm thinking about this? Or do I still have their approval? Are we still good? Is this relationship going to hold? I haven't heard from her in a couple of weeks. Are we good? Stuff like that. Or just, let's see. And then we can describe this better. Hold on, guys. Let me get into it here. One of the nice things about being an introvert, and I can't speak on extroversion. I can only speak on what I know. But from my experience, one of the nice things is being able to be free when you're alone, to just do you and not have to worry about judgment or criticism, or just somebody coming in and bursting your bubble because blah, 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 blah. It's like, you know what? You're just free. You got your wings, you're flying, you're doing your thing without consideration of the opinions and criticisms of other people. That's one of the perks, It's like, hey, do my thing. And the feeling of just this big old wide potential, this huge space to create, or to just do you, just be yourself. And when thoughts of what other people are going to think about it start to come in, it feels, it's invasive, even though the thoughts are coming up in us. It's still, what it does is it muddies it. So now, like, I listened to a gal a few months ago, and she was on social media, and she's like, when I started doing this, I was just sharing, I was freely expressing my views. And then, and she said, then all of a sudden her followers and her number of views just skyrocketed, and comments and this and that. And things started to shift, and they did shift, because now when she went to do another post, to upload something, the waters had gotten muddied now because, okay, now she was starting to police herself to really, you know, okay, can I say this? Can I do that? Like, she was monitoring. She wasn't as free anymore. And it really, she noticed that it affected what she was putting out because she was so overcome by this feeling of what other people were going to think or how they were going to judge it. And it really just, it got in her head. And she made a post just saying, hey, guys, I'm so glad that you're there, but I have to go back to pretending you're not there so I can do me. And it's kind of that way, that, to be able to continue to be authentic with what we are presenting, how are expressing ourselves. We have to be really, what's that word I'm thinking of? Like feeling into it, into ourselves, feeling, am I still feeling free as a bird with my thoughts and expressions? Or now has so much of my focus gone to what this other person or these other people are thinking? Now I'm going to have to present something that's not really me anymore. And for those of us who are sensitive in that way, you can feel it. It doesn't feel quite right. It's like, there's some weird thing in this recipe now. It don't taste good now. Like, I put all the other ingredients, there's something else in this mix now. And, so that's what we're saying can happen with human attachment is it invades our ability, or it bleeds into what we are doing and who we are. So hopefully that made some kind of sense. I have to cut off again now, but so those are kind of the thoughts we were having on that. Maybe some of that resonated with you. As always, we want to wish you much love, and maybe we will make another part to this just to tie it together. In any event, hope that you enjoy the rest of your day or evening. Bye.